What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tech. The disgraceful Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, the disgraceful, unqualified Secretary of Defense, who changed the name to Secretary of War so it could sound cool, called all the top generals and their staff to Quantico, which is unprecedented, by the way. You never call all your generals and put them in one place. You never call all of your critical leadership and bring them to one single location for any reason at all. That is an absolute terrible military strategy. It never happens for a reason. Because if I happen to be bold enough to want to attack America and cripple them completely, all their military leadership, that will be the moment to do it. Especially since they're all in one place. But because we have this unqualified disgrace DEI, all right, he's DEI, all right, and DUI, Secretary of Defense, that changed it to Secretary of War, wasted all of these generals and colonels and majors' time who were busy conducting the business of American foreign policy, who were busy command and controlling all of our troops all over the world. Despite what you think about it. He wasted taxpayers' money to fly these people from every part of the world. He wasted all these generals and colonels and majors have more experience in the tip of their fucking nail than this piece of shit Pete Hegseth has in his whole fucking life. We're talking about our warrior leadership class individuals who served under multiple presidents. We're talking about 30, 40 years of military service. We're talking well beyond the 20 years that most people spend in the military. We're talking 20, 30, 40 and above years. Dedicated warriors and leaders, real leaders, who know something about leadership, who've led all manner of different people in combat situations, year after year after year, decade after decade after decade. Each one of these generals could take his job. Each one of his generals that he wasted their time so he can make his political, biased, racist, misogynistic speech. Wasted their fucking time. So he can stand in front of a big-ass fucking American flag like he's goddamn fucking General Patterson in the goddamn movie Platoon and shit. So he can aggrandize himself and make a political speech with his slick back hair and shit, trying to look like a leader. The racist, Pete Hegseth, with the big racist neo-Nazi tattoo on his fucking chest, this piece of shit just wasted hundreds of generals' time as he chastised them like he could fit any of their shoes. He can't fit anybody in that room's shoes. He doesn't have the right to talk to them the way he's talking to them. This is the height of disrespect of our military. The height of disrespect of our military leaders. To pressure them to kowtow to his white supremacist neo-Nazi agenda in the White House. Those generals didn't take an oath to Donald Trump. Those generals didn't take an oath to the presidency. They took an oath to the Constitution and to the American people. They work for us, not for you. Not for your fucking stupid neo-Nazi president. And the gall, the nerve of this piece of shit, unqualified, social media, drunkard, racist neo-Nazi to waste our generals' time so they can have a fucking campaign rally and talk about wokeness. We all know that means black. We all that means knows anything that's not white, Christian, straight male. We all know that shit. The generals are smart enough, they know this shit. This is a fucking... this shit pisses me off, man. This is... And you motherfuckers... You fucking European Americans voted for this shit. Look what y'all did to our military. Look how disrespectful they are right now. This is pure disrespect. This is pure disrespect. Oh, by the way, all your troops around the world are now less capable right now because all the leadership is sitting here having to listen to this piece of shit run his fucking nasty ass, drunkard ass, racist ass, neo-Nazi mouth. Not knowing what the fuck he's talking about. This is a fucking sad day in America. This is a sad day in America. This is a sad day in America. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Just Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.
The only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: warfighting. Preparing for war and preparing to win.
He spoke for about 45 minutes, and this is all about themes we've heard before: ending the war on warriors, quoting his own book, and beginning the war on woke. He said no more DEI, no more dudes in dresses. We've heard that before. He said to our enemies, FA and FO. This is all about personnel. Now, when he got a little bit more involved, he mentioned 10 directives. It has to do with combat readiness. He was big on fitness. He said no more fatties, his words. Even in the Pentagon, up to the general level, there will be a fitness test, and that is a gender-neutral fitness test. He went into grooming. There'll be no more beards anymore. In his words, no more beardos. There'll be a full review of training, toxic management, and bullying to see whether that is making leadership too risk-averse.
Today, at my direction, each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS, for every designated combat arms position, returns to the highest male standard only. This is not about preventing women from serving. We very much value the impact of female troops. Our female officers and NCOs are the absolute best in the world. But when it comes to any job that requires physical power to perform in combat, those physical standards must be high and gender neutral. If women can make it, excellent. If not, it is what it is. If that means no women qualify for some combat jobs, so be it. That is not the intent, but it could be the result, so be it. It will also mean that weak men won't qualify because we're not playing games.
Okay, so I just caught the end of Pete Hegseth's address to all of the Department of War generals, and it was highly disturbing. He's telling the military leaders that they need to follow orders and nothing else, except for Trump's. He declared that the Department of War is going to be anti-woke. He spoke against trans people, about DEI. He spoke on how he expects everyone to crack down on the use of social media by people in the department. So I'm assuming all those soldiers that have come out and said, hey, no, we don't want to do this. Then electric tanks are bad. He spoke about the need to use aggressive, if not abusive, tactics on people within the department if they're not being compliant enough. And he just ended it with move out and draw fire because we're the Department of War. Danger, Will Robinson.
Okay, so Pete Hegseth just finished having his extremely performative speech for the generals. You know, the whole reason that he brought over 800 generals together for this speech. Anyway, he said that the generals should not be political, but if they disagree with anything he says, they should do the right thing and resign. Just wanted to make sure y'all were clear on his message.
Pete Hegseth's vision of the military is hyper-masculine, hyper-vigilant, hyper-violence. That's what he said. When it all boils down to it. He basically said, I'm taking away any kind of woke policies, any kind of pesky protections that don't make sense. Everybody has to meet the same standard, the highest male standard that you can. It's applicable to everybody. No more long hair, no more personal beauty marks, no more anything. Everybody has to have their head shaved, everybody has to appear military ready, no fat people, he basically said, because he wouldn't want his sons serving in the military with unqualified people. And what about how he said the generals are allowed to proceed? Well, he wants to essentially make it to where they can determine within common sense how extreme or how hard they can be on new recruits in order to ensure the maximum result. He also wants them battle ready at all times. He spoke to our enemies and said to our enemies, FAFO, as if it was some warning around the world, because the way that he puts it is that we are going to be first actors rather than defenders. He wants warriors, not defenders. He said those words. He's very apparently anti-trans and anti-gay for the military, for sure. And he was talking to these generals as if they were just a bunch of unhinged, like violent meatheads who were incapable of being in public, and how excited he is to turn over the military back to the way that it used to be, which is essentially a vision of the military from the 90s TV and film scene. It was incredibly disturbing to watch, and it made me feel very uneasy and very sick. I don't think that that's a military that really represents us. I think that it is a military that is something that I wouldn't feel comfortable serving in.
Well, it's still going on, but here's what old Pete has to say to his top generals thus far. The military needs to stop being little sissy babies, he says. The troops are being demoralized because they're complaining and everybody's bitchy, so they're gonna get drill sergeants to now, really beat up recruits and treat them like shit so they can put fear in them. People are gonna spend less time training so they can spend more time training. But that means they don't want any learning. They want gun training. They want field training. They want artillery training. What else? I mean, the whole thing's just hilarious because he thinks that they're by being tougher on recruits and making them toy around with guns more, that's going to build a warrior class. For what? To go chase down a guy on a bike on fucking Wabash in Chicago or something? Like, when you put your troops out picking up trash, and the entire country is laughing at them, that's demoralizing, motherfucker. You're demoralizing them. Like, it's so sad. I actually feel bad for some of these troops that, like, wow, you're making them do this shit. Because, the Americans who are watching Fox News, they think these people are going into dangerous cities, but the troops that are there, like, their eyes are looking around and they're like, I'm fucking a goddamn fucking tool.
So little Petey Boy, the Secretary of the Department of War, brought all the big generals and admirals to DC so that he could show them how tough he is and how tough they have to be. And this is what he had to say.
To our enemies, FAFO. If necessary, our troops can translate that for you.
I love how he waits for them to cheer or applause after he says FO, and it never happens. And then he's like, oh, you can ask the troops what that means. No, Petey Boy, our generals, our admirals know exactly what FAFO means. They just didn't think it was worth cheering you for. And I would like to know, given the dire state of our economy, how much we had to pay to bring 800, I think the number is, generals and admirals around the world to DC so that little Petey could cosplay at being some big tough guy military leader.
It all starts with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are.
Listen, I got a message. This time it's for Pete Hegseth. What the hell do you mean you're going to have the military be doing the PT test? You don't want any overweight military members. Did you not forget the commander-in-chief is technically a member of the military? Do you think Big Donnie is going to be doing any kind of physical exam? I don't think so. I don't think so. If you want to talk about big people, talk about Big T. He's not passing any physical exam anytime soon. He is very large. Yeah.
So Pete Hegseth just spoke to military leaders in Quantico for about 45 minutes, and I watched this so you don't have to. I'll summarize some of the key points. The first one, Pete Hegseth is basically turning the military into this. He's basically instating the Globo Gym version of the US military, where everything is toxic masculinity. Speaking of which, he's redefining toxic to bring back bullying and hazing. He actually said that. Also, he's holding everybody to a gender-neutral male physical fitness standard, which sounds very contradictory, but basically it means that only men will be able to pass it. Except this mustache wouldn't work because now everybody has to shave except special forces. He's gonna bring back intense grooming standards. There was a lot of posturing and emphasis on making the military strong and aggressive. He did a whole bunch of railing against DEI and claiming that so many standards were lowered and the military is fat and weak and woke, and he's changing all that. He's gonna make it tough and angry and aggressive, and there's gonna be hard physical PT every single day and not weak shit like hot yoga or anything. Hard PT. He also said something about getting rid of green initiatives like electric tanks, which that's not a thing, is it? There's a big emphasis on everything being merit-based, but it seems like the only thing that has merit is being a hardo macho man. So, I don't know. It really, really sounds like they're gearing up for war.
Well, if Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth were trying to exude, strength and power today, I don't think they fucking nailed it. One, Pete, railing our top generals and admirals about their physical appearance is irony when you are announcing the fat tick in charge waddles his fucking fat ass onto the stage, and all anybody can see is the giant shit emoji, because that's what Trump looks like up there. But today, apparently, his caretakers weren't paying attention, and they left Daddy Donorrhea fucking unmedicated. Why are his eyes almost shut? Does the motherfucker need an Allegra D? Does he need a Zyrtec? Listen, today I was trying so hard to watch it and listen and hear what the fucking idiot has to say, and he doesn't have anything to fucking say. All I kept thinking was, that motherfucker looks like he's got one toe dipped in the shallow. You know what I mean? And I'm here for that. You know what I mean? Like, because what the fuck? If you wanted Donald Trump to walk onto that stage and just exude power to its military, you did not nail it today at all. And to have Pete Hegseth up there juiced up on something, whiskey or something else, railing against 800 top military when not one of them in that room fucking cares a shit about Pete Hegseth. I can lay my whole motherfucking life down knowing there's nobody in that room that respects that man. Not one motherfucker. And if they do, it's because they're little Trump humping fucking idiots. So, I do feel better on this Tuesday. Well,
this morning, America received its daily dose of Trump administration small dick energy when Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth spoke to a panel of generals and stated that woke policies, physical fitness standards, and politically correct leadership is toxic and will no longer be accepted. My advice to our sons and daughters and the parents of those sons and daughters who have a desire to enlist in any branch of the United States military, that they strongly think about it before making a commitment to an institution that sounds like it will no longer protect the overall well-being of its service members. And of course, the lines from Defense Secretary Hegseth were along the sayings of, we're not trying to weed out females. However, he spoke of gender-neutral and male-prioritized physical fitness standards. And if anyone who has served in the military knows that the anatomy of males and females have a impact on how you score and how you categorize levels of physical fitness standards. Our bodies are different between the genders. The way our heart pumps blood is at different rates. And scientifically, those factors have to come into play to determine what are passing standards and failing standards for males and females who are military service members. Hegseth also said that too many have been promoted based on historic firsts, race, and gender. And this is all woke, according to him. And the acronym for woke is whatever offends Klansmen easily. At no point in American history have we had such an incompetent, non-qualified defense secretary as we have right now. This defense secretary does not understand the meaning of America trusting the armed forces as an institution to allow its sons and daughters to defend their country and to become productive citizens. But as I've been saying from election night 2024 until today, I ain't gonna stop. 77 million Americans voted for this bullshit.
We became the woke department. No more identity months, DEI offices, dudes in dresses. No more climate change worship. No more division, distraction, or gender delusions. No more debris. As I've said before, and will say again, we are done with that shit. But if the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I gotta say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.